So there's a lot of debate about marking and what the best forms, methods and strategies of marking children's work. Lots of schools now are looking at like conferencing kind of ideas and having books that are never marked, and everything is to do with verbal feedback. Some schools are really heavy on marking, and there's a lot of written marking, and as far as many teachers are concerned, I think it's unsustainable. And whilst it might be effective to some students and beneficial to some students, it's not beneficial for all. Especially where I am right now, a lot of the children have limited English. Reading and speaking and listening is quite challenging for a lot of the children. So in terms of the marking and giving feedback, a lot of it is very verbal and practical, lots of manipulatives and things like that. And then most of it, when it comes to written marking, is highlighters, so just green and pink. So it's really visual. Green means good, like you've done it really well, and pink is think about what might be wrong and how you can change it. There are a few written comments as and when needed, but I'm a big fan of just visual marking, and it makes it really quick and sustainable for me as a teacher. It's really effective for the children. So if I show you an example here of a book, this is just a Pearson Power Maths book, and they're really good books actually. And so the marking is just a little bit like this. So it, I don't know if you can see there, it's just green and then little spots of pink where the children need to go back and check. And what that allows them to do then is to write their corrections next to the pink. And if there's any things I need to model or demonstrate, I can just quickly do that with a bit of pink. So it's really clear. When it comes to obviously helping children to provide feedback to each other, I let them use the same technique, whereby it's always very practical, and they have to do it with each other and show each other on the whiteboards, or using cubes, or using flashcards, or whatever it is they're doing in English, math, science. And again, across all subjects, it's the same. So I'm always using just a green and a pink. There's no right way, there's no wrong way to mark books. But in all my years of teaching, I think this is the best because, like I said earlier, it's fast, it's efficient, it helps, the children love it as well. And especially when you're going around, you can literally just go and walk around and you can give quick, immediate feedback through just a single colour or a stroke or a dot on the page. And then the last thing, and the reason why it's so beneficial, is it allows the children to independently work out what they've done. So in terms of a pink line, they will look at that pink line and they'll have to work out why it's wrong. So it's not me telling them why it's wrong. It's me identifying the mistake, and then they have to work it out. So I really like that. I'm in the process of marking some maths books now, and it's just, it just makes it much quicker. And with English as well, you just pink it. And then if it requires more feedback or more support, then you have the chance to go and talk about it and do it with the children, or with each individual child. So I think, I just wanted to share that really. Pink and green, nothing else. Lots of schools add in like the polishing pens or whatever they're called, and just children have a specific pen to change. Again, it's a good idea, but it gets messy. They have to change their pens around. I think for me, I only use these two pens. The other teachers only use these two pens, and the students just use their pen or the pencil, whatever they're using. Let me know what you think. I like the discussion of marking and what's right and what's wrong. So it'd be interesting to see what other teachers do in other schools. I once worked in a school that had a marking policy that was really tough. So once or twice a week in English, twice a week in maths, once a week in other subjects, the teachers had to do like a 2 stars and a wish, big written comments in every book. And when you've got like 30 plus students in a class, it takes so much time, especially if you want it to be meaningful and if you want it to be effective. You have to really take your time and do it. And it's good to give the children that in-depth feedback. It really is, and especially the children who really respond well to it. However, it ultimately comes down to sustainability, and it is not sustainable to do that. It didn't work, you know. Yeah, so that's my rant, my discussion, my over. I'm going to go home now and get some rest. If any of the students or children are watching this, then also let teachers know what helps you in your feedback. I think that's the most important thing. You know, if the children can tell the teachers what helps them and what works well for them, then we're all winning. Anyway, cheers. Bye now.